Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and welcome to the finale of Hermitcraft Season 5V. Oh wait, I should have said Season V for Vendetta. No Vendettas here, only joy. We are killing it this season, similar to V from Vendetta. However, we are doing better than we had hoped, but not as good as we would have liked, or as well as we would have liked. You know, no matter how deep a well is, you can always do weller or better. But I'm not a betting man. But I don't bet that we could do even better in Season 6. So I want to talk a little bit this episode about what I'm pleased about in this season, what I'm pleased about in previous seasons that I feel like this season was missing, and what I'm hoping to see in Season 6. You know, one thing that we set up in this season was this crazy shopping district here. And I gotta say, Scar absolutely killed it with the decor in this area. This was a massive collaboration. I want to walk around here a little bit. Here was my shop, which is still coming soon. Perception check, games, poems, and advice. We ended up not really dispensing literally any of those things. So maybe next season I'll find a better way to have a gaming store on the server. Also, I'm realizing I should have some chairs here. But ooh, these chairs don't really stand out. Dang it. Well, whatever. I just want to have some chairs by my table, so it looks kind of like a real table. You know, it's not that I'm a dying man, but when we get this close to the end of the season, sometimes my whims just take flight, like me. So, here we go around here. This area, I gotta say, Scar was the visionary architect for this, but he got a little bit of help from some of us digging it out. And one thing I always love about playing on a server with other people is the opportunities we have to just spend time digging out massive caves and talking to each other. Some of my favorite memories from this season were just us hanging around and talking about Star Trek or pinball or random things we enjoyed while just trying to clear this whole space, you know? And like I said, Scar did a killer job designing this tree. But one thing that I don't think anyone has given Asuma credit for was when Scar came in initially with the plans for this area, they were absolutely brilliantly beautiful, but there was a flaw, a very subtle flaw. I'm not trying to throw Scar under the bus for having a single mistake out of everything gorgeous he has ever constructed, because that would be unfair to him, obviously. But one thing that you guys don't know is that this was actually originally going to be ovoid slightly, rather than circular. But Asuma, being the brilliant person he is, looked at the plan and said, "What? That's a bit out of render distance. What? If you stand on this side and you look at the other side, what? Then you won't be able to see all the way across, what?" And you know what? That would have been a little bit of a problem. If we had dug this all out into a massive oval, and from one side you could see the sky through the end, then all of a sudden it wouldn't be as beautiful as it is now. And Asuma caught this just by looking at it. And this is one of the great things about a collaboration is, you know, when you work on something on your own, you can get so in the weeds about like every little detail and try to make it look perfect. And honestly, Scar does make everything look perfect. I love this tree. This is a brilliant tree. But it would have been a little less brilliant if he hadn't just shown the plans to somebody who in 15 seconds said, "Oh, I see a way it could be better," or "I see a problem with it. You know, let's fix that first." So, obviously a lot of different folks built shops in here, including myself with this little bookshelf. But you know what? Let's go ahead and hop on one of these balconies. I actually landed that a lot better than I was hoping to. Now, of course, you know, there are a lot of different things that we do on the server, kind of like this. One of the things I loved about Season 4 was how collaborative the shopping district there was as well. And I'm looking forward to... I'm not going to talk about specifics of Season 6 today, but if you are a fan of collaboration in Minecraft, I think you should keep watching Hermitcraft. I think Hermitcraft is going to continue to be an avenue for you to view that sort of thing. We have been thinking about Hermitcraft Season 6 for months, and it's going to pay off. I know it because I have been talking to these brilliant people behind the scenes for, honestly, we normally what we normally do is we do like one meeting every couple weeks or so, maybe once a month, depending on how busy everybody is. And we try to coordinate, like, what do we want to do upcoming as a group, right? But right before we start a server reboot, we usually say, guys, we got this big reboot coming up. Why don't we try and switch to weekly meetings? Because if we do weekly meetings, then we can talk more about everything we need to get done in time for the reboot. Well, we thought that the update Aquatic was going to come out in April. So we have been talking about what we want to do on Season 6, like, every week as a group for months now. And I think it's going to be a great time for folks who have always enjoyed Hermitcraft to continue to enjoy Hermitcraft, and an opportunity for other people to jump in who maybe haven't seen us before. It's going to be a good time. Now we're flying back toward my area, Red Sky Bay, which I intentionally placed closer to spawn this season. In the past, when I've had bases that were too far from spawn, I felt like that really held me back. So I wanted to have it be a quick flight away. I fixed that last season. In Season 4, I had my farmhouse from Field of Dreams relatively close to spawn. You could fly or boat there, or take a horse even by the end of the season when we got the horse trails cut. But, this season I wanted to stay close again. Now, next season, though, I've decided I don't think I'm going to have a base, because I spent a lot of time working on my base this season. I thought, hey, I'm going to get this entire bay, and I'm just going to fill it with all sorts of cool things. Dang it, you can't see the sign from up there. I'm going to fill this whole bay with cool things. And I was talking to my wife and brainstorming before the season started, and I got to say, she was instrumental in helping me come up with the name Red Sky Bay. We played billiards at her grandparents' house for about 2 hours, just talking about different names for this area. That would be 3 letters for each of the first 2 words, followed by bay. Like, bye-bye bay, and then parenthetically you could have a B. I don't know. But we're not here to talk about what Sybil said as she walked out the door. I was thinking, though, like, when I started this bay, though, I thought, I'm going to have 100 little builds all over the bay, and it's going to be brilliant and vibrant by the time I'm finished. And really, the Death House and the Castle Ravenloft ended up consuming so much time. Building this castle model took me over... I thought it was going to be a 6-month project, and this castle model has turned into, like, a 13-month project. I cannot say enough how thrilled I am at the end of it with Tracy and Laura Hickman for coming up with this floor plan originally in their 1983 Dungeons & Dragons supplement I6 Ravenloft. This castle is still, and should be still, venerated, basically, for being such a incredibly amazing vertical design, an incredible murder maze. If you're going to learn about murder mazes, you might as well learn about them from the best. But, I don't know. It's just one of those things where this season has been an amazing experience. But a big part of life is trying to have different kinds of new experiences, right? It's not good enough for me to just come in to Season 6 and say, you know what I really liked? I really liked building a vampire castle. I'm going to build another vampire castle in Season 6, and hopefully it'll make me feel awesome again. No, I gotta say, what haven't I done that I could yet do? And how can I do it and share it with you? How can I build something that's true, or brings out truths, or elevates me, or elevates you? And there are a few ideas I've come up with. I've been brainstorming, I've been listing, I've been talking, and I've been listening as well, which is not my strong point. But yeah, this castle, I'm gonna miss it. But, the world download will always be out there. I can run with my friends through games on it. So I'm excited about that, too. But, man, this games district, I gotta say, looking around here, this is also one of the joys of playing on a server with such creative people. I wouldn't have come up with the concept of hermit flies on my own. I wouldn't have come up with this xylophone. Is there actually a way to play the xylophone? Are there, buttons, or is this just for decoration? I like this xylophone. See, builds like this xylophone are the sort of thing that I originally imagined would be all around Red Sky Bay. Just me building all sorts of crazy stuff all over Red Sky Bay. And it didn't happen this season. But I think that one thing I want to do next season is not die by slamming into a chicken really hard with a, what do you call it? fireworks, yeah, Elytra. Yeah. What I was thinking is maybe next season what I should do is try to build cool things all over the server, you know? So, for example, one of the things that I've really appreciated about having a neighbor so close to me in Mumbo Jumbo is that people could see my base from the edges of his videos, and people could see his base on the edge of my videos. Like, I wanted to do builds that are structurally or geographically adjacent to each other's stuff. Not structurally adjacent, because we need, like, fire codes and stuff like that. They're one of the fundamentals of society. But, you know, it's good to have things nearby. So, what I was thinking is, for next season, I'm going to live kind of a nomadic lifestyle. I'm going to go around the areas of the server, and I'm going to do smaller builds here and there that could appear here and there in other people's episodes. You know? Like, this flying sheep of, I think ZF built this flying sheep, right? I love its little flying hat, too. It's a good sheep, you know? What I should have done this season, and, you know, I'm not here to talk about regrets, but here to talk about improvements, is once I realized that from this flying sheep, you could see part of the edge, like, near Red Sky Bay over here. I should have, well, this isn't actually part of Red Sky Bay, but, like, once I realized, like, that's adjacent to my land, I should have come right over here and built some sort of awesome tower or something in this area, so that my work could show up in his episodes, and his episode's work could show up in mine, you know? So, I was thinking, though, the best way to optimize for this next season is just going to be to travel around the server, gathering materials, and building stuff within render distance of other people's builds. And not trying to, like, ruin their builds or lessen them, but to enhance the entire experience of playing on a server with other people, you know? Because you see all this unexplored country out here, and then you just see this little, like, happy, I don't know what you'd call this, vacation place. I mean, it's not really that happy right now because it's raining, but, like, a little place like this, a carrot shack, and some beach furniture or whatever, just kind of scattered throughout the server, just little builds. Little things to make the world feel full, you know? What is this? Is this a barbecue grill? Oh, I like this. Whoa. See, this is the sort of thing, this is a really good barbecue grill. Now I'm intimidated that I'm not going to do as good a job with my plan as other people could, but you know what? Sometimes the only way to get good enough to do the things that you think are a good idea is to endeavor. So, I want to come onto the server in Season 6 and endeavor to build little things like this, you know? This Zadaf's little lake here is great, and I'm not going to just build exactly that. I'm not going to come in and be like, hey, Zadaf built a lake, I'm going to build a better lake. I'm going to build something that has the same spirit as that. And also, Zadaf's little lake there was in the middle of his base. I'm going to build some of this stuff, like, in the middle of the woods out here. So when somebody's flying over, like, if I realize that somebody's always flying the same path between, like, some central area and where they've set up, where their bases are, then I'm going to go, okay, in that flight path, I should build something. What should I build for that person? Like, let's say that my friend Zombie Cleo is always flying between spawn and her base. I don't know if Cleo's going to do a base this season, but let's just assume she is. I would say, okay, Cleo flies from here to here all the time. I'm going to put something awesome in the middle that I think Cleo would like. I'm going to build a present for my friend by building something on the server where they will find it and make them happy, you know? Because I realize a lot of Season 5 here, around Red Sky Bay, this season I was like, I want to do a real base, and I want to make it, I want to do it for myself, honestly, in a lot of ways. I want to learn for myself a lot of things, and I'm welcoming you guys along for the ride. I want to learn how to build a D&D map in Minecraft. And so I took Chris Perkins' Death House and tried to implement it in Minecraft because I wanted to learn something. And I shared that experience with you because I thought maybe you guys want to learn something. But in retrospect, well, and the other thing is, originally when I built this, I thought I was going to be sharing this experience of playing in the Death House with its creepy, haunted wallpaper or whatever. I thought I was going to be sharing this experience with my friends as like, oh, we'll actually run through this and play D&D together. It's really hard to schedule 4-hour, 5-hour D&D sessions with a bunch of famous YouTubers. People are busy. It does not go well. I think they're supposed to... Oh, this is the bathroom. I should have built an actual tub in here. That's fine. This is the room with the shelves. This is the room with the cradle with the black sheet over it. Haunted houses, everybody. Oh, this is supposed to be a secret passage here. So I'm gonna, in the very least, put some crackstone blocks there. Whoops. That is supposed to be obscured in the original map. So, anyway, like, what I was thinking about was, how could I do more for other players this season in a way that doesn't cost them any time? Because me building this house for us to all play Dungeons & Dragons, or me building the castle for us to all play together, is something where it's like, I'm building something for them where I'm putting in hundreds of hours. But then, like, I'm also saying, but I need 5 hours from you. And that's not necessarily realistic to get 5 hours from a whole bunch of people to line up. So I'm thinking, like, if I build things for around the server for people that don't require more than a second, they can just take a glance at it and have their experience be improved. That's a good way. That's a good way to live next season. And so, I don't know. It's important to me to always try to do things that push myself in a different direction. If I'm not going to push myself harder or farther, I should at least push myself sideways. So, that's just kind of where we are with the end of Season 5 and the beginning of Season 6. I feel like, before I say farewell, I'm going to let you guys know that when this video goes live, the map download is not going to be available quite yet, because we still have a little bit of time before Asuma formally closes out the server. But it is just around the corner. This is going to be my last chance to record here before we go. You know what? Actually, though, I think that I should probably end this episode not in Red Sky Bay. Let's give it one last flyover. Goodbye, Red Sky Bay. Goodbye, Gloomy Rain. Goodbye, maps on two sides of some ocean lit-up panes. Goodbye, bunches of wheat, uncollected, disrespected. Goodbye, bunch of trees. You are spruced up, and neglected, I guess, because I never really built anything in there. This is why I should write poems in advance. See, the Patreon people, they get the poems written in advance, whereas this stuff, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm gonna say words. Anyway, we are just heading out for the season. I've heard through the grapevine that if I take this portal, it'll take me to Season 6, but we'll see how that goes. Oh wait, I have to slow down. Okay, let's go ahead and get on the ground. Vanscar, this is a really good collapsed gate, also. Just side note. Gonna end the season on a high note by mentioning that Scar's ludicrously good at building things that have decayed and are rotten. But, anyway. Until next time, y'all. This is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Okay, decayed paths are hard to walk on, also. Just side note. This is not... Okay, I like that somebody, I think, just said, I'm just going to put some blocks here. Scar, everything you do is beautiful and brilliant, but we have to be able to jump up here at the end of the day. Time skip!